where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. And today we are reviewing the SDCC exclusive Wardon 2-pack featuring the first ever Ariel figure produced by Hasbro and the first G1 accurate Dion figure. And this 2-pack is awesome. I love that artwork there on the front. You've got Dion and Ariel. You've got Orion packs there in the background in their Energon storage warehouse that they worked in together in Generation 1 during the golden age of Cybertron. You've got Megatron, Shockwave, and Soundwave flying there on the front because Orion admired Megatron's ability to fly, and they were originally greeted by Megatron before getting blasted by Megatron. On the back of the box, you've got some shots of both the Dion and Ariel figure. On this side, you've got some artwork of Ariel. On that side, you've got some artwork of Dion, and that's pretty much it for the packaging. And here they are out of the packaging, and they both look awesome. Dion, a little bit more so than Ariel, because Dion, there was a little bit less left up to interpretation. Is he perfectly G1 accurate? Not exactly, no. He looks really, really good and really G1 accurate in robot mode. Not as much in vehicle mode. His vehicle mode is close, but it was hard to get all the way there, especially with this being another remold of the Studio 86 Cup figure. Not that I'm complaining, because we got a really cool Dion figure out of it. I'm just saying his vehicle mode isn't as accurate as his robot mode is, for example, but he still looks really cool. So here is Dion in his robot mode. He does come with the same blaster pistol as both Cup and Orion packs. He also comes with that same little Energon dispenser that both Cup and Orion packs came with. He is fully articulated. Head is on a ball joint. Fully articulated shoulders, upper bicep, single jointed elbows, waist, hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees, side ankle joints, and those toe joints. I do unfortunately have one QC complaint, and that is some of the paint was chipped on my Dion's thigh as soon as I opened it, which is kind of a shame, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And for comparison, here is Dion next to his best buddy and pal, Orion packs. So you can see them side by side. And I love that they added the extra backpack bits, because he did have those extra backpack bits in the original cartoon. So it's cool to see that translated onto here, and it also gives that much more of a difference between the two molds. I also like how the chest molds are totally and completely different, and still even not the same as the mold they used for Cup, which is really nice. You'll also notice he has these more rectangular forearms instead of the rounder and smoother forearms that Orion has. Also for comparison, here is Dion next to Dion from the Wings universe, as it's referred to, from the Transformers Collectors Club / BotCon exclusive stories. And this was one of the Transformers Collectors Club yearly mail-away figures. So as part of the Collectors Club, you got a free annual figure with your monthly subscription magazine and comic, which was also really cool. And in that universe, Dion had a very similar origin. It was a G1 adjacent universe, or G1 inspired universe. So a lot of the origin events played out similarly to how they did in the G1 cartoon. However, during the beginning of the war, while Orion was rebuilt into Optimus Prime and Ariel was rebuilt into Elita 1, Dion just got an upgraded new body. He was just rebuilt into Dion. And then he joined the Autobot Elite Guard and helped fight the Decepticons head on throughout the war. However, this version of Dion also got horribly injured, as well as another character named Magnum. And they kind of left it open and ambiguous because they were trying to also hint and wink as to the origins of Ultra Magnus. And right now the prevailing fan theory of that version of Ultra Magnus, at least, is that he is either an upgraded and rebuilt Magnum, because Alpha Trion only had resources to rebuild either Dion or Magnum, or he is an upgraded version of Dion. The main prevailing fan theory, though, between the two is he's a combination of the two somewhere. He has the deep emotional and friendship ties to Optimus, and also the stern leadership, commanding gravitas of Magnum. And those two personalities and features culminated into Ultra Magnus as we know it, at least in that telling of it. It's a cool fan theory, in case you're interested. I kind of subscribe to the third one of the three, where it's a combination of the two characters. And I kind of like the idea of Orion's best friends also being some of the biggest figureheads in the Autobots military in Generation 1. Transformation is pretty much just like the Orion packs and Studio 86 Cup figure, but we're going to start by removing his extra backpack bits first, just because it's easier to transform him without them. And just like them, we're going to start by pulling down this backpack section. We're going to open that up. We're going to untab this collar section from these wheels. We're going to untab these shoulder sections right here and then bring them up. We're going to flip those wheels out to the front, bring those down to the side, bring that down a little bit, and bring that section up like so. Next up, for the arms, we're going to bring these shoulder sections down on that rotating joint right there, and then we're going to just fit that into place there on the side, and then just kind of keep that arm hanging right there off of his back. Do the same thing over here. Bring that shoulder socket down, bring that around, make sure it lines up, have that arm just kind of hanging right there, and that's going to be it for the arms for right now. Next up, we have the legs. We're going to start by opening the shin panels right here. We're going to turn the legs at an angle, and then we're going to close that shin panel back up. And what's going to happen is there are two little peg holes right here, and this is going to plug into the upper one while he's in truck mode. So you've got these legs at kind of this wider stance, so to speak. Next, we're going to flip the feet into the back of the heels there, and then we are going to bring that waist all the way back like so. Start lining those legs up a little bit better there, and then we're going to kind of get those arms facing forward like that. And then we're going to bring these panels up from the sides of the legs. We're going to tab that into place with the leg all the way extended, and then there's a little tab right here that's going to go and complete that fender on the side. Do the same thing over here. Make sure that's all the way extended. Tab that into place like so. Next up, you've got the arms right here in the middle, and then you've got these two little panels on the back of the legs. We're going to untab those, bring those down. They're going to meet in the middle, tab into the side of the inner part of the legs, and then you are going to peg on those hands right there on the bottom of the truck bed. Make sure you put the arms back together. If they disconnect on you a little bit, sometimes they'll pull out just a little bit there. And then all that's left is to take those little bits we took off. That's going to peg in right there on the side, and then peg into the back of the leg like so to secure that bit. Do the same thing over here. Peg that in on the side, push that down, peg in that little back bit there, and there is Dion in his vehicle mode. Again, not perfectly G1 accurate in his vehicle mode. I mean, the front of the truck is pretty decently accurate. The back of the truck, not as much. It's supposed to have a wider kind of cargo bay in this mode. He's supposed to be a larger truck than he is. And again, it's not a huge deal because This is still the most G1 accurate Dion we have to date. And honestly, reusing the cup mold again was not a bad choice for this because it still looks pretty good in his truck mode. So yeah, I like it. I dig it. And real quick for comparison, here is the classic G1 look of Dion next to the Elite Guard version of Dion. So you can see them side by side. And yes, I know this is just a repainted hotshot figure, but it is an official version of Dion. And it's better than the repaint of the G1 wheelie toy that we got first. Just saying. Next up, here we have Ariel. Now, Ariel isn't as G1 accurate in either mode, unfortunately, in comparison to Dion and Orion packs. And that's mostly because we never saw Ariel transform in the original cartoon. We saw Lethal 1 transform, but we never saw Ariel transform. So Hasbro took some creative liberties when making the first official Ariel figure. So here she is, and she looks really, really awesome. And as you can see, she is a heavy retool of the Legacy Prime RC figure mold. I really, really love that head sculpt. I love how much of a brighter pink she is, especially in comparison to Alita 1. Now, her color scheme is, in fact, very G1 cartoon accurate. And for comparison, here she is next to Alita 1, who she gets rebuilt into. So you can see them side by side. Now, Ariel does come with a blaster pistol. Unfortunately, I left it at home. I was playing with this at home, and I left it sitting on the shelf before I brought it in to review it. So, sorry, just picture a little chrome blaster pistol in her hand. You saw it on the box art. She is fully articulated. Head is on a ball joint. Fully articulated shoulders, upper biceps, single jointed elbows, wrist joints, waist, hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees, side ankles, and the feet can also collapse, but that's mostly due to transformation. Before we get to transformation, I almost forgot we have one more comparison to do with Ariel here, and that's with Orion packs. We got to show off this awesome couple now that we have them finally together. We've had other Orion packs figures over the years, but we haven't really had any other Ariel figures over the years. So this is nice to finally have the pair together. All right, now for transformation. Like I said, it's just like the other releases of this mold. We're going to start by sliding those forearm sections forward there. We're going to make her T-pose for a minute, and then we're going to pull this whole back section out, bring it up, rotate that around, bring that down for right now. Next, we're going to untab her waist. We're going to rotate that whole section around. Then we're going to collapse the feet. We're going to bring the back of the heel and tab it into the back of her leg. And then we're going to bring these out, rotate the crotch plate all the way around, and bring this section down like so. Bring those legs down around her head so her knees should be right next to where her robot mode head is. Bring those legs out. Bring those wheel sections back. Line up the wheels. There is 2 pegs on one side, 1 peg on the other side. They will fit together in a specific way, and then just tab them together like so. Next, we're going to untab the shoulder sections and bring those arms back. We're going to rotate those. We're going to peg these together. And then we're going to bring these little sections all the way around, and this little tab is going to plug in right there, and this little tab is going to plug in right there, securing her all together in bike mode. So we're going to grab that. We're going to tab that in. We're going to grab that. We're going to tab that in. So when you're done, it should look just like this. And just like the other releases of this mold, you still have the little kickstand that comes down on that side. You got the muffler right there. You got the back of the bike. I really love this new front section of her bike mode. Looks a little Cybertronian looking. And it makes for a cool bike design. And this is definitely my favorite bike mode of this particular mold. Not only because this is the first Ariel, but also because I really like this sleek front of the bike just a little bit more than the ones we got with the other releases of this mold in particular. And here is Ariel and Dion side by side in their vehicle modes. Little stranger in size when you have them side by side, considering she's a motorcycle and he is supposed to be a big cargo truck. And here she is next to her future self, Alita 1. So you can see them side by side. And again, it's weird seeing the size difference between the two because you have a Cybertronian car here and a Cybertronian motorcycle here. And it makes more sense for a Cybertronian motorcycle to be large, sure, but larger than a Cybertronian car? Not really. And of course, here she is next to Orion Pax in his Cybertronian vehicle mode, so you can see them side by side. And here is Dion and Orion Pax side by side in their alt modes. And the extra bits still make an awesome difference for Dion here. But like I said, it's not a big deal because this is still the best G1 Universe Dion we've gotten so far. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's review featuring the SDCC exclusive War Dawn 2-pack featuring the first ever G1 Universe Dion and Ariel to go with the Orion Pax and Alpha Trion figures that we got last year. Really awesome to actually have this trio completed finally, and also have not only our first ever Ariel figure period, but to have two decent representations of those characters. Did Hasbro take some creative liberties to get these figures to us? Yes, but like I said, it's not a big deal because the figures, in my opinion, are genuinely good, and it's nice to just have decent versions of them. Stay tuned for more Transformers reviews, like and subscribe, and follow us on social media. For more awesome toy news and content, check out our other website, cooltoyreview.com, and like and subscribe to the Cool Toy Review social media and to the Cool Toy Review YouTube channel. If you like Star Wars content, check out rebelscum.com every single day for daily Star Wars content, video reviews, and more. And if you like to buy Star Wars action figures and more, check out Order 66 Toys. They're located here with us at Bay 12 inside the Order 66 Multiverse store in the shops at Willowbend Mall in Plano, Texas. And they have a Friday night live sale live on the Order 66 Toys Facebook page every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform and roll out.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.